they experience what it's like to be above money. Okay, they can buy anything they want.
There's a show on the lives of real lottery winners, people that won the lottery and just played the lottery and then woke up and had $50 million, and their lives changed completely. And it doesn't, and it does follow up with it doesn't. And it didn't quite say that it made them worse people or bad people or anything like that, but it did change their values and morals and appreciation for the things that they found to be, they were grateful for. When things come way too easy, it's not it's not appreciated as much. Excuse me.
Well, what I found with these people is, along with the lottery winners and all that, was our whole life we think, and we're kind of programmed that money will bring us happiness, right? One day if we make enough money, we'll be able to buy whatever we want. Well, these very small percentage of people, they experience what that's like. And what they realize is that it doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how many Lamborghinis you buy or how many beach houses you own, inherently you have to find happiness yourself. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is that once we understand this information, we can bypass that whole pain that they go through, and we can start actually looking for happiness with ourselves. Now, the problem is that we don't do this a lot. Okay, very, very rarely do we look internal. And what you'll find is that in life, when somebody loses something, okay, whether there's a death in the family or they go through depression or anxiety, and they lose stuff in their life, what that'll do is it'll force them to look for other stuff.
Isn't that funny?
Right? And maybe
about a void, and you're so right, a replacement of some sort to fill the void.
That's right.
I was just talking about this with a friend earlier today.
Yeah, and it's so true, because if you lose something that you think is rightfully yours, and you lose that, and you kind of accept that that's now gone, that will force you as a person to look for something else. Now, some people do look for other stuff. Some people just, they sit in that, and in that depression and misery, and they never search for anything else. But having the ability and know-how to know that kind of happiness is internal, it's incredible what it can do for you, instead of, as we all do, just simply try to buy it, right?
Sometimes. And, with, let's say, happiness in relationships. And I've noticed a lot of my clients coming in, and sometimes I help them, and sometimes I live vicariously through them too. But they come, after a bad breakup, and they've healed, and they're ready to get back in the scene, and all these online dating apps and everything. What's funny, not funny, haha, but ironic or common that I saw them through the things is that a lot of the people on there are so eager to hurry up, get to know somebody, and get whip through it, make sure that that's the one, and go to the next one. Almost like the Firefighter song, on to the next one. It's just, but because there's more waiting right there, rather than trying to understand someone or work through something. It's easy to just say this isn't the right one because it's not perfect. But there's a lot of hurt feelings out there. And a lot of people trying to hurry up and replace something. And in that case, I think relationship or family or a marriage or lost one.
Well, it's an excellent point. And I think we find this with a lot of people out there. Like when they're unhappy, they think if they find somebody else, that other person will make them happy. Okay. It simply doesn't work that way.
It's called a rebound.
Right? Well, unfortunately, it just doesn't. Because if you're looking for happiness in somebody else, I'm sorry, but you're never going to find it. Okay, it's not going to happen, because for the simple reason that individual, as much as they love or care for you, they're still living their life as well. So if you're
wait a minute. Okay, go finish your sentence though. But
okay,
I interrupted. I was thinking. Well, I do want to add. There's an exception, like an addendum to what you're saying. I do agree with what you're saying, but unless they're looking for happiness within themselves and they are working on themselves and trying to do positive things to replace those voids. Things they've always wanted to do, like solo traveling or taking a class or improving their health, or working out, or just bettering themselves, meditation. If you're searching for happiness for yourself and willing to work on yourself, then I think that's possible. But searching too hard for happiness out there, like you were saying, Carl, I just wanted to feed that in.
You know what? I hate to say it, but I think it's a bum turn. Like, I'm sorry, if you're looking for happiness externally, like you're trying to find stuff to make you happy, you're in for a long road. Like, I mean, go ahead, good luck, have fun. I'm sure you'll have a great time. You know, there'll be wonderful stories and you'll have incredible experiences. But if you're constantly
or you haul out in front the next day. Some people move so fast that they meet someone and then they like move in the next day.
Well, and you know what? So hey, listen, that's a whole other ball of wax. My goodness, yeah. I mean, absolutely. That's even more, right? But right at the beginning stage, where you have these people that you know, internet dating is absolutely massive, right? Because let's be honest, nobody goes out anymore to like bars or stuff like that. Or anyways, I don't, anyways. But the thing is if you're looking for happiness and you think you're going to find that with another person, I think those are the times you really got to sit and go, okay, let me just have a look at myself here. All right, because the most amazing things happen when you start finding happiness yourself. You'd be amazed how other people notice you more.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a really weird, and people don't notice that, right? Like if you're constantly walking around and you're desperate to find somebody, it's like human beings can smell that.
Well, you know what it is psychologically. We attract the kind of person that we feel within. So if you feel broken or like a wounded bird, you're going to relate to other wounded birds or broken people. And you think about it like you relate to someone. If you lost your job, you're sitting next to someone that lost their job too. Think of that conversation, or a recent breakup, or a job, or whatever. That's what people will start talking about. Confident people that are stable with their life or things like that usually bring up small talk or positive things or interesting. You know what I mean? But you will attract, because of how you carry yourself, you will attract someone that's in that state, the same emotional state.
Well, you know, and this is where it gets really, really difficult for people to look in the mirror, okay? Because when you look at your life, all your friends that you have in your life, everybody that you have in your life, trust me, you've drawn every single one of them to you. All right, I can absolutely guarantee you. For the simple reason, name 2 people that you hang out with all the time that you can't stand. Nobody does that, right? You always hang out with.
Or we don't want to admit it.
Well, yeah, that's fine, right? Whatever. But we draw these people into us, and the problem is that
usually
we
at work.
Everybody else. I'm sorry.
I just say usually at work.
Well, either or, yeah, right. And then we kind of blame everybody else for everything that's going on. But if we seriously look at ourselves, right, and we try to find that happiness internally instead of trying to find it externally. Hey, how you guys do that? That's entirely up to you. I think that's the joy of life, right? Nobody can tell you how to find that joy. That's your little journey that you're going on. But I think the thing that internet dating, and the reason why it is so popular and so busy, is because, well, one, it's really easy, right? You can just sit in your house and click on profiles. You don't have to actually go out and talk to people. But the problem is there's still real emotions involved.
Yeah, and those are real people that are getting ignored or
and I think that's
ghosted and all that. That's so sad.
Yeah, I think it's breaking the system. Because if you're looking for love, okay, legitimately looking for love, and you come home and there's 40 messages in your inbox on a dating site, but none of them are legitimately after love, that's going to break you down. Eventually, that will break you down.
Or if it's the other way around and you have to respond to them all and you end up copying and pasting or something.
Well, that's not love. Like that's not even in the same ballpark.
Placating, I don't know. A lot of people were telling me a lot of different things, and there's different apps that are trying to protect people from that here too. I want to hear what people are thinking. What are you guys thinking? And have you had any experiences trying to find happiness the wrong way, and or any online dating stories of tragic stories or bloopers or whatever, but call in 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. There are a lot of really nice people out there really looking for just a companion. And
it's really incredible when you look at, and I definitely see this in the emergency services, all right, that believe it or not, human beings inherently, they really care for each other. Now, look, I know that's not popular on the news, and I know, okay, that doesn't sell newspapers, but look, I've been at numerous calls where you see a side of human beings that may not show up on the 6 o'clock news. But look, I'm here to tell you, and I know that's kind of hard to swallow for some people, but people inherently actually really care for each other. And I think the sooner we start realizing that, because obviously we're living in a world that's very, very divided. I mean, all you have to do is turn on the media, and you'll see that right out of the gates, right? But inherently, all of us as people, we we're really looking for that love and happiness. Whether we can find it or not is irrelevant. The fact is inherently we are looking for that. So, no, I won't ever give up on the fact, even though that they say the internet dating's done and all that, I still believe that inherently, if you really care for yourself, that is the fastest way to find a spouse or a loved one, is the more respect you give for yourself, all right? Because whether you understand it or don't understand it, there's a level of energy that comes off human beings, all right? And if you're at a low energy, well, how much are you going to be noticed? I know we all see everybody, and that's fine, but, I think we can all understand that we sense things. We do, and I think if you're looking for love, like real love, and you're looking for companionship, you need to get a little bit deeper. And the way
you keep saying looking for love. There's a song like that, right? Looking for love.
Isn't that what everybody's looking for? Like, seriously?
Reminds me of a joke that one of my kids told me not too long ago. It's really bad, but it's funny. It applies. But I don't know. I'm on the fence on if I should tell it because it's one of those... I don't usually care.
Well, it's your show. I can't touch on that. But yeah, I think the more that we kind of understand that and we stop looking for these results, because look, dating sites definitely give you results. All right, please. Yeah, you'll get all kinds of messages. You'll get all kinds of stuff like that. But when you're talking about actual results, like tangible results, I don't know if it does produce that or not.
You know what it takes away also online dating is that, sometimes we fall in love or we like somebody because of their mannerisms or how they smirk or just anything or how they carry themselves or how they open the door or whatever. And that's not on those profiles. It's mostly like that you're looking straight at shallow, superficial pictures. And most of them are probably, photoshopped a little bit or 20 years old.
Are you kidding me? You must be joking, right? Like, seriously. Like, mean, it is. And the people that I truly
I don't get why people would do that even. It's going to set you up to get hurt later. Just be yourself because you're going to find the perfect match that wants you for you. And the ones that change and alter it and then they go on the first date, it's not going to turn out well all of a sudden being... completely different than what someone's been picturing the whole time.
No, but you also have to understand what that individual is being bombarded with from in a media standpoint. I mean, turn on the TV, nobody's good enough looking, nobody's smart enough anymore, your clothes aren't cool enough, because that's how we sell stuff. That's how we market stuff. It's through fear, right? If you don't brush your teeth with this toothpaste, your teeth won't be white and people won't like you. So the problem is, from a psychological standpoint, when you have an entire society that is being bombarded constantly telling them that they're not good enough, how do you expect that person to even think that they're good enough?
I know, right?
They can't. It's impossible. Like, if you don't buy this particular brand of shoes, you're a nerd. Like, seriously, that's as far as marketing's gone. So we really start to see the byproduct of this when individuals get into their 20s and their 30s and they're having difficulty finding love.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because it's unfortunately, it's been pounded into them with popular culture that love is something you buy. Like, if I have a Ferrari, people love me. Seriously. Like, that's the way it works.
So what did you use your money for to buy happiness?
What did I do? Alcohol.
Okay.
It was alcohol. You know what? Here's the thing. I didn't have enough money to tangibly buy Rolexes and nice cars. So guess what? Alcohol made me feel as good. So you got to be careful with this stuff. And people don't realize how substance abuse gets into this whole mental health thing. But look, when you're feeling that terrible and you don't have any money, well, $10 for a bottle of wine will make you feel good. And the problem is, if you don't understand how your brain picks up on information, you'll fall into this. And then this is exactly why I do the podcast I do, because look, I took it hook, line, and sinker. Are you kidding me? PTSD, depression hit. I didn't have any money. I was a divorced husband. All right, I had 2 kids. I didn't have any money, but guess what? Alcohol was the only thing that made me feel good. Some people it's drugs. Some people it's sex. Some people it's buying stuff on Amazon. Some people it's eating, right? But the fact is when a human body is in that much pain, Dr. Sigmund Freud said, a brain that is in pain will move towards pleasure. That's what it does. And that's how your
I'm
body.
not a big Freud fan. Just gonna say.
Well, hey, either or, right? I can't take credit for another man's work. I can't do that, right? I didn't come up with the theory. So, but once we understand this theory and we understand why we rush towards the pleasures that we do, it makes so much more sense.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but love is